Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. We are pressed for time, so I'm actually starting this live a little bit before I'm actually ready, but it doesn't matter because I gotta go. I have a session in 18 minutes, so we're gonna get through as many questions as humanly possible so that I can be of service to all of you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alison. I am a certified dating and relationship coach. I have a bachelor's degree in education, a master's degree in counseling, a master's degree extension. I did not comb my hair properly because I was trying to get on here as quickly as possible. Master's degree extension in mental health counseling, and I am your favorite pregnant lady. And so I'm going to be eating ice also in the next 18 minutes that we have together. I'm going to talk fast, and I'm going to answer these questions as quickly as possible. As usual, I will not be taking questions during the live. That's nothing new. That's not because I'm late. That's not because we have 18 minutes together. It's because that is the way that I organize myself. So you might ask yourself, if you are new, you might say, well, how do I get my question answered? The way that, yes, your favorite pregnant lady. How do I get my questions answered? You get your questions answered by joining my text list, and I send you a link that says, hey, don't forget, this is how you can get your questions answered. You can join my email list by doing the same thing. All you have to do is click the link in my bio to join either one of those. And then I get those questions in advance. Where is this? Archive. Here we go. You get the link in advance. You can ask your question, and then is how I am able to address your concerns. So we are going to jump into this right now. We have No Limit Consulting. The best VA of all time is in the building. I have pinned her comment there so you can get on the text list. Busy Bee, I'm due on September 10th. Okay, so I'm going to try to answer as quickly as possible with the 17 minutes that we have together. And I can tell you now, between now and this baby that comes out of me being healthy and regulated and scheduled, that this is what our lives are going to look like, and you're going to be appreciative because it's free. Thank you in advance. Okay, so first question, what dating apps do you recommend? What dating apps do you recommend? What I recommend that you do is you are going to go to my page. You are going to go to frequently asked questions, because this is a question that I get every single week. And so I already proactively put and explained how you figure out which dating apps are the best apps for you. There is no hard and fast answer. Depending on where you live, there are going to be certain dating apps that have more profiles, more accounts than others. So somebody in Texas is not going to get the same answer, even if they have the same exact demographics. They are 35 years old, black man, making $70,000, looking for a woman who's 5'5", with no children, right? Like, even if you're looking for the same exact thing, where you live is going to dictate your success, because the profiles, the number of people and the number of profiles, it's a numbers game, right? So if you are on an app that's popular in one region and not another, you're not in that region, you're not going to win. That is the quick answer. Go to my frequently asked questions, read it, and I explain how to figure out what's a good dating app for you. It starts with region, and it will take some Google, and you will be all right. Yes, you can go out and meet people like a human being. Absolutely, Jonathan. However, we could go out and get our own food, right? But I'm sure that you order Uber Eats, and you can go out to events and listen to people speak in person, but you on Instagram Live with me right now, right? We all use technology in order to further our cause in every other element in our life. So to pretend as though using dating apps is an impractical or illogical or unreasonable way to navigate dating, when we use technology for everything else. I don't see you going to a library looking up things in an encyclopedia. You using the internet to Google, right? So if we can use technology for every other element of our life, there is no shame in being practical about using dating apps in our dating lives and in our romantic life. Okay? Excelente. Next question. When is it ever okay to try again with an ex? When is it ever okay to try again with an ex? Okay. So I've also shared this, but it's okay because I do this every week, every Wednesday around 5 p.m. and we have 14 minutes left, and I have a group at 6 o'clock, so I got to go. When is it okay? It is okay to try again with an ex when you have evidence that whatever caused the relationship to end has changed. If you don't have any evidence to support the fact that whatever caused the breakup is now rectified, then why would you go on this merry-go-round? This is logic and reason you should apply to anything in your life. If you were to leave a job, you are displeased with the salary, let's say, and you were to leave a job, why would you go back to that job 6 months later if the salary hasn't changed? If you keep going to the same barber and every time you go, he's never available, he lets people skip you, your hairline ain't never straight, the hairstylist is always late, you keep going and there's no changed behavior, then guess what? You've done this to yourself, because this person has not changed what pissed you off the last time. If we apply that same logic and reason in life, and that's reasonable and it makes sense, right? Then we're going to do it in our romantic relationships too. I'm not against going back with exes. It actually makes sense to me if there is proof and evidence that whatever caused the breakup in the first place has been rectified. If we broke up because of distance, you moved in one direction, I literally moved in a different direction. I live in New York, you went to LA so you could pursue your dream of being an actor or being a producer or whatever. A few years later, you realize that you're displeased, you don't want to work in that field, you moved back to New York. We're rectified, right? But if there's no proof or evidence that whatever caused the breakup has changed, has been fixed, has been corrected, why would I go back? Just like anything else, okay? I got the same question twice, so I'm going to skip that. Is a man spending over $350 on a first date a red flag or a generous man? Is a man spending over $350 on a first date a red flag or just a generous man? I don't see how it can be a red flag necessarily. I would need more data. So what is the problem with him spending that much? Are you concerned that he's trying to woo you? Are you concerned that he's trying to present as someone who's financially sound and he's not? I would have enjoyed the date. If I enjoyed the date, I would see him again whether or not the date was $350 or $150, right? I'm not concerned at what the actual receipt shows at the bottom. I'm concerned about the interaction. I'm thinking about whether or not this gentleman seemingly matches my non-negotiables, which I established before I went on the date. I'm seeing if this gentleman, by my line of questioning and his behavior, I'm seeing whether or not this gentleman has some of the non-negotiables, if he's reaching some of the goals that I want to achieve. I'm not concerned about what the receipt says. If the receipt said $350 or $150 or $50, that's non-consequential to me. So I'm not concerned in looking at that. I think that that's minor and that's not the big picture. The big picture here is, does this gentleman seem like he is what I am looking for based on observation and based on the line of questioning that I have already established before going on a date with this gentleman, okay? How do I get more hits on these dating apps? Profile tips or overview. You're going to click the link in my bio. You are going to watch the free training, The Partner You Deserve. There is about 15 minutes towards the end of that training that specifically talks about dating apps and how you can create a winning profile. If that's not enough for you, then you can click the link in my bio and you can book a session, which I will go through your profile with you and I will give you advice on the things that you can change. Very quickly, you should have 6 photos. Those photos should be super clear. There should be no one else in the photo but you and only you. I should be able to see your face very clearly, some of them. Some of them I should be able to see your physique as you present right now. Do not show me your photos when you were 50 pounds lighter or when you were 50 pounds heavier, when you were muscular, when you had a hairline versus didn't have a hairline. Every photo you have a hat on, that's not representative of who you are, okay? That's the quick answer. And then the longer answer is click the link in my bio, check out the free training. If that's not enough, then pay, okay? Dating a man with a past of cheating in other relationships. Is it possible that he's changed? Absolutely. Yes, of course. It's possible that he's changed. People change. I do appreciate the fact, it seems, I'm being presumptuous, that he told you about this, right? Some light makeup is okay. It shouldn't be over the top and it shouldn't be something that's like a full-on filter. Dating a man with a past of cheating in other relationships, is it possible that he can change? Absolutely. People change all the time. Absolutely. Absolutely. The fact that you know this, do you know this because he told you? Was this revealed to you? Like, what exactly is, I want to know a little bit more about how you know that. But yeah, people change all the time if they choose to. This could also have been a reflection of him when he was being childlike, right? He was younger, he was immature. He now knows what he wants, and he's decided that he wants one woman and one woman only. So yes, if someone has a past of cheating, it doesn't mean that that's how they're going to present moving forward. If they've made the decision that that's not what they want their life to look like, or if that's not what they want their relationship to look like moving forward. And if he was forthcoming with you and told you that that was his behavior, knowing that you might indeed judge him as a result, I would give him even more kudos, because he absolutely did not have to tell you that, and he told you anyway. That means he is really more forthcoming than average. We have 8 minutes together. Okay. After 1.5 years dating, he wants to be cool without dating. 1.5 years equals ups and downs, but both love each other. I don't know what the question is here exactly. I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to guess. After 1.5 years of dating, he wants to be cool without dating. 1.5 years of ups and downs, but both love each other. Is the question, should you fight for this? I don't know what the question is. He says he wants to be cool. He does not want to date. There's nothing to talk about. He says he wants to be cool. He no longer wants to date you. I don't know what we're talking about here. There is nothing to discuss. The gentleman thankfully has made it abundantly clear that he is no longer interested in pursuing you romantically or being in a committed relationship with you romantically. And so as a result, you don't have any other choice but to move on appropriately. That's the end of that. I don't care if he loves you. He's not interested in being with you romantically anymore. He's made that clear to you. So that is the end of that, and you move on. I hope that I've addressed your concern, because there was no question attached. But that's the end of that. There's nothing really to talk about. Okay? How can I build a strong friendship as a foundation for my romance? Conversation and quality time. Conversation and quality time. Just like you would build a friendship with any of your friends, right? Like you talk to your friends on a consistent basis. You text your friends on a consistent basis. You go out, you spend quality time together, you FaceTime, you get to know each other. That is how you build a strong relationship or friendship with anybody, male or female. Male or female. So you do the same thing. And if you find that that's the foundation you need, I will tell you that I do not believe that you need to have a strong friendship foundation before you can pursue a romantic relationship. I think that you can begin to pursue a romantic relationship from the beginning. I don't know what this idea of we need to be friends first. No, you absolutely do not. I think that that's a BS idea that not to be sexist, but I'll be realistic, that a lot of men tell women in order to bullshit them to hold on to them so that they can then run in these streets like, oh, let's be friends first. And if a woman is saying that they actually absolutely don't, or they're not interested in you, they're friend zoning you, they absolutely don't want you. But to answer the question that was asked, you build it like you build any other friendship. We have 5 minutes. I'm trying to answer as many questions as humanly possible. Okay, mommy makeover. When do I disclose to potential partners? Will I be judged? Mommy makeover. When do I disclose to potential partners? Will I be judged? Some men may judge you, or I'm assuming men. I shouldn't be presumptuous. Some partners may judge you, some may not. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care about whether or not someone's judging me. If I feel good in my skin finally after my mommy makeover, then that is my only concern. I am not concerned about the judgment of others. Do I look good? Do I feel good? That is my only concern. Who cares if they judge you? People are going to judge you regardless. They're going to judge you when you had the extra gut. They were going to judge you when your breast was saggy. They were going to judge you when your ass was flat and your hips were narrow. And they're going to judge you now that you have the big breast that's up to here, the little waist, the big butt. So who cares? Are you pleased with how you look and how you present? And that is all that matters, right? And then that you're healthy and safe. You're not going over the top, right? Okay, good. So now the first part of your question, which is when do you disclose? You disclose when you feel comfortable. I know for me, I am not disclosing. I would not disclose any plastic surgery to anyone that I wouldn't be intimate with, because they're not going to see it anyway. So why am I telling you, right? Like if I have no intention to be intimate with you, you're not going to see the little lipo holes. You're not going to see potentially the scar that's like underneath the breast. So I'm not pressed, right? You disclose when you feel as though you're probably in a position where this person would know. Like if you ain't gonna know, I ain't gonna tell you. But if you might know because you're gonna see, then I'm gonna tell you. Make sense? Okay. I'm in a long distance relationship and I want it to work. What do I do? You first need to figure out how you're gonna end this long distance relationship. When? Is it 6 months? Is there a plan in place that says in 6 months he is going to be transferring to a new position in my city, in my area? I am in a position where I work from home. We are in a committed relationship. We're prepared to move in together, and so I could work where he is. Excuse me. So that's what you need to do. You need to figure out when is it going to end. If there is no definitive timeline, 6 months, 1 year, year and a half, whatever's reasonable. If there is no definitive timeline, your long distance relationship is going to go to hell. More likely than not. Of course, there are exceptions to the rules. There are always exceptions to the rules. But for the most part, your relationship is going to go to hell if there is not a definitive timeline of, I can wait 6 months because I know in 6 months blank will happen. I can wait 8 months. I can wait 12 months. I can wait a year and a half because I know that there's something definitive. This will end. If there is no end in sight, good freaking luck. I'm going to take the last question, and I'm so sorry that I'm not able to take everyone's questions today, but I had some sessions and I have another one that is in 2 minutes. Okay. First date, asking a guy if marriage is a short, mid, or long-term goal. Is it too soon to ask this question overall? So I would not ask the question if he intends on being married early. That like early, now, later, when. I would not ask that question. I am a believer in asking about marriage and asking about children, some of those non-negotiables early, before the first date or on the first date. It's just the way that you would position it. The way that I would position it is I would say, do you desire marriage? Do you see marriage in your future? But to ask him when is a bit impractical. If this gentleman does not have a vision for being married or desire to be married, then that would be enough for me. I would not ask, okay, well, since you have the desire, is it 6 months from now? He don't know. He doesn't even know if he's met his wife yet. He's not in a position to answer that question. You may want to ask something like, how much time do you think is appropriate to get to know someone before committing, before engagement? You can ask that, but I'm not saying when you're trying to get married, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, what's your plan? Do you want to be married? Is that a vision you have for your life? I'm not asking you, do you want to marry me? Do you desire marriage? Is that something you see for yourself? And then how much time do you think is appropriate in order for you to commit, to be engaged, to be married, to be whatever? Okay, I'm taking one more question, guys, because I have a group who paid their good money who started like 10 seconds ago. Okay. I'm going to end with this one. Is it unreasonable for an alpha female to want her beta boyfriend to show more leadership? Is it unreasonable for an alpha female to want her beta boyfriend to show more leadership? Yes. And yes, I roll my eyes at you, and I'm going to get away with it for the next 39 days while I'm pregnant. I have the right to be nasty to people and get away with it because I have pregnancy hormones. Yes. You knew the kind of personality that he was. You knew that you're this quote-unquote alpha, which I don't even know how real these categories are. You knew your personality style. You knew his personality style. You gave him a chance anyway. He's behaving in alignment with the personality type that he was from the beginning, and you expect him to change? Are you going to fall back and become this beta? Are you changing? This is who he is. This is how he presents. Okay, so yes, it is unreasonable for you for someone to change their entire personality for 25, 30, 35 years when this is how you met them and why you met them. If you'd like for a change, you can ask, but your question was unreasonable. It's impractical, and good luck to you, ma'am. Okay? All right, guys, gotta go. I have a group, and I am a minute late, and I see one of them on here. They're gonna curse me out. They paid their money, honey. So I have to make sure that I fulfill my obligation to them. You guys are all amazing. I will do a better job next week of trying to give you guys the full hour. And for the other people who ask me a question, if you have a open profile, a public profile, I will answer your question. If it's private, I can't DM you. Sorry. I will answer the rest of you because I feel bad because there's like 7 more questions. Love you all. Gotta go. You're amazing. We'll save this live. Can check it out. And peace in the Middle East. Bye.